All right, so I've got my A and B cuts of wood here, and I'm going to be using the stationary belt and disc sander to shape these and to clean these up. So I'm going to be like rounding some of these edges, making them a little bit cleaner. I'm also going to be flattening some different parts of these. I'm going to show you when to use each side of this tool. Now, one important thing to note is that when this tool is on, both of these are moving. Both of these sanders are going at the same time, so we want to make sure before we even come over and hit the on button that there's nothing sitting up against here, that there's nobody leaning and hanging out on this one, even if we're only using this one. So remember, I turn it on, both of them start moving. This is also a heavy spinning tool. We want to make sure we have no dangling parts, no different name tags. We don't want to have any loose jewelry or anything. This is definitely a machine that you want to be really careful on with hair as well, because oftentimes we're getting kind of close. I don't have that problem, but oftentimes we're getting kind of close to it, and we want to make sure our hair doesn't droop down into the rotary parts. We're also going to use of course, our general safety equipment and make sure that our dust extraction is on. So there's two things. There's the belt and the disc. The disc is round. They both have their different uses. We're going to primarily use the disc to shape and really clean up some of these rounded corners. We're also going to use it to flatten certain parts. And we're going to use the belt more for long face sections to smooth things out a little bit. We're not going to use this to shape parts. So what I mean by that is to round this corner. I don't want to take this to the belt and use it. The reason for that is this has this heavy, I think, steel backing on it, and this one really doesn't, so you're actually kind of damaging this one if you use it in that way. So, belt sander, the rule is we're only ever going to have our material on this half of the sander. Draw an invisible line here. This half of the sander, we're not going to have it over here. The sander spins this way, and if I did it over here, it would try to take my material and throw it. That'll be a little scary. So we want to stick to this half where it's pushing down into this deck. We're also going to always keep our hands far back. I don't want to ever see hands like this up close to it. We want to keep far away. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to take my safety material here. I'm going to come in. And I'm just going to show you a straight press. I'm not pushing super hard. I'm letting it do its thing. And as I'm getting close, I'm keeping in mind this hand is back here, right? I don't want to come into it, so I'm moving my hand back. See how I'm just knocking out the rest of that pencil line? If I start getting too close this way, I can always flip it over. Not pushing super hard. Keeping it nice and light. I'm not pushing crazy hard into this, okay? So now I've really nicely rounded that corner. It feels nice and smooth here. I can also use this to, for example, I'll just show you on this straight side to clean up that straight edge a little bit. Same thing. Pushing it in. Note I'm moving it back and forth whenever I'm doing a longer push like that. That's to help distribute the wear across the disc. Otherwise, we'll go through these discs really quickly. Now, let's say I want to clean up the face of this, or even in this one, maybe this end or this face needs a little bit of work. This face is really rough on this one. So I'm going to turn this on. Same situation. I'm always on the ground, never up here. I'm always on. And I'm going to come in, move it back and forth. Very gentle, not pushing crazy hard, and that's really smoothed that out. So the things that we need to do with each style of A and B is we need to flatten these two ends out, and we need to finish rounding these corners and flatten this out. So just to show you what that looks like, I'll turn this on. I'm going to flatten this end out. Take these two. Nice. Then if I wanted to, I can come over here. Perfect. Now they're flat and even.